All right, the countdown to the World Cup qualifiers, which begins tomorrow, Wednesday, for the African zone. And we'll also be looking at the teams who are ready to be a part of the 2026 World Cup, which is going to be a historic edition. For those who don't know, we're going to be having 3 countries playing host to this 48-team World Cup. And of course, more sport for different continents. And it's going to be co-hosted, I beg your pardon, by the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Of course, quite a historic event is going to be having 3 countries co-hosting the World Cup for the first time. All right, a lot to look out for as far as this one is concerned. The Super Eagles camp is already hot on fire with the abundance of talents all coming through for Chelle. We'll be looking at that and more on the show this lovely afternoon. It is Locker Room on Voice of the People TV. And I'm your host, Jerry Arpelihar, reporting for Sporting Duties. It's a full house, and I have the guys with me talking about Ikechukwu. Makes an interesting but yet to be controversial return on the show this afternoon. Great to have you join us.
Good evening, Jerry. I don't know what controversial means, but if saying the truth means controversy or being controversial, I accept it with my full chest.
Accept that. Okay, you're swearing an oath already of controversy. I like do this to be controversial.
It's your word, not mine.
Anyway, my wife gets to join us virtually. So much to look forward to as far as the FIFA World Cup qualifiers is concerned. The Super Eagles are preparing for the big one on Friday as they take on the Amavubi of Rwanda out there in Kigali. It's going to be happening at the Amahoro Stadium. It's going to be
it's always amazing to be here. We are looking forward to the game on Friday. A whole lot of talk has been going on. We have a whole lot of our players arriving. The camp is bubbling at the moment. Victor Boniface, Moses Simon, a whole lot of them are in the camp. Onyedika is also in the camp. In any case, we are looking forward to what the Super Eagles will be able to do on Friday. And if we get our acts right, I think we should be able to break the 13 years jinx. But in any case, it's a good Tuesday to talk football. Thank you for having me, Jerry.
All right, it's great to have you. And of course, we want to appreciate all those who continue to drop their message via the WhatsApp platform. There was a certain guy, I can't remember his name. He said he's from Gambia. He said he's a big Super Eagles fan, and it was pretty interesting that he could mention a lot of players. We just want to acknowledge that we see you, we appreciate your messages coming to us. And though it was a long voice note, I had to listen. So just to let you know, I listened, and of course, the courage he was trying to give to Eric Chelle, most especially what we've been saying about the players that have been invited for this World Cup qualifiers. We appreciate you. Keep them coming. And maybe very soon we'll have a platform where we'll have all of you deliberate and drop your comments so we can take them on the show live each time we are here. You can also call in while we are here live via the WhatsApp number under the screen. Drop your comments on the comment section. We appreciate them. We love you. And we'll continue to do the best we can to serve you. And of course, we have bigger platforms that will be coming on very soon. You get to see us anywhere in the world talking about Locker Room and all of our programs. Okay, let's start off with the Super Eagles training camp, which is bubbling after 21 players, I beg your pardon, reported ahead of their first training, which comes up later today in Rwanda. USA-based midfielder Alassane Yusuf and Valencian striker Omar Sadiq now the report as at the last time of filing this report. 9 players led by William Trust-Ekong checked in to the hotel in Kigali early this morning to add to the 12 players who showed up on Monday. Ademola Lookman, Wilfred Onudi, Olaino, Bright Oshai Samuel, Alex Iwobi, Joe Aribo, Igo Ogbo, as well as Calvin Bassey, all made it to the camp. And of course, you can see the pictures there of the players having some gym section. And of course, Joe Aribo looking like a celebrity, definitely. And just Ekong avoiding the cameras. And of course, our own media officer, Promise Efoge, was the man behind the camera, making sure that we get all the action sport. We'll try as much as possible if we can get to Promise to give us some bit of words of what is really happening at the camp of the Super Eagles. Want to have a meet or talk, he always get back to me at odd hours. Sometimes I tell him I really go bad with it, but it is what it is. But taking a look at the discipline in camp, Eric Chelle has sent a strong message that he wants them to report early, and the players are showing commitment. Immediately as Monday, they started coming in, and I'm happy that he has a good communication with Victor Osimhen, because whether they like it or not, the leaders in the team need to, and once they respect you, other players will fall in line. Whether you like it or not, Victor Osimhen, the past African footballer of the year just recently, is a big fish as far as the team is concerned. If you're already having a good relationship with him, that means you're setting yourself to succeed. And that is what Finidi did not really understand. Man management is very important.
True. I mean, as much as, Osimhen's attitude was in a very bad taste, you have to also give it to him. A player who has actually walked to the highest ladder comes with a little bit of ego and arrogance. So at some point, yes, as leader of a team, you need to actually massage the egos of these boys. It does not mean you have to lick their feet, but then
respect is reciprocal.
Absolutely.
If you show, no matter how young a person is, I've always understand this in life. No matter how little a person is, whether you are older than a person, if you don't show the person respect, the person will not respect you in equal measure. If you respect yourself, show respect to every other person, the person definitely, it's just karma. It's expected. Unless that person does have home training, or maybe that person is a mad person, then we can understand why.
Exactly what I was saying. When you massage the ego of these boys, they're actually big boys in their own right. You have to really give it to them. It's their time. It's their prime. You just have to actually cut them some slack. And yes, the way the man I've actually talking about Rochelle has actually gone about his first training sessions with the Super Eagles and inviting them to come, things he said, and approaching the key players in the team shows he really understands the outside or whatever the mental part of the game, right? Which means you have to really manage the team first before bringing them to the pitch and then set up your formation. Back in the days, one of the main reasons why West Ham have really succeeded was his ability to actually contain the likes of Stephen Keshi, who are actually big boys. I mean, back in the Super Eagles have this mafia, in fact, the camp, the boys have their own separate, sect. But then because the coach understands how to actually manage a group of players, he managed them, massage their egos and manage their ego, he was able to actually get the best out of them. Now we have this sort of players who actually have the same kind of character. And Eric Chelle, who has actually dealt with, a team in Mali, and of course, he understood what it means to actually, run his own affairs, because he had a lot of back and forth with the officials in Mali, and he actually got the support of the president back then in Mali to actually run, his team at the time. So he understands all of these intricacies. I want to believe it's one of the reasons why he actually approached Osimhen, because he knew or he has seen that Osimhen actually had issues, and he knows the importance of these guys in the team. He must have actually studied the Super Eagles data so far, how far, and what actually was the reason why we were able to get, a good start in this particular qualifying round. So yes, it's a good thing to actually. I mean, for the first time we are seeing the Super Eagles, rushing to camp. We might want to say new coach syndrome. We also want to say because of the effect of the position we are in. But then again, it's a good start for him. I just hope he gets it, in a winning ways.
All right, and of course, not a coach that will go out there and start taking pictures of the players and asking for kickbacks and so on and so forth. He's a coach who understands professionalism, and I want to say I'm impressed with his man management skills from the get-go. Maiwa. Yes, Mario, I was just talking about the man management of Eric Chelle, the way he has handled himself, carried himself, and of course, being able to manage the leaders in the team, like Trust Ekong, and as well.
Well, definitely, if you want to succeed as a coach, gone are the days where you adopt the style of Western in handling the big boys in the team. You would have to, manage the bigger stars in that particular team. And no doubt, in as much as I still do not align with what Victor Osimhen did, the coach is the boss. You don't have any right. You can have your internal disagreement, from bringing it on social media and calling out your coach. There is nowhere in the world that will stand. But in any case, I think Chelle has been able to do better as regards that. A typical example of man management is what Eguavon did when he took over. He was able to create a bond and a unity amongst that particular team, and that would ginger the players to be able to play for them. I want to take you back to the first stint of Mourinho with Chelsea. When he lost the dressing room, he lost Drogba and Terry, and that was how Mourinho was led out of Chelsea because he did not get along with the key players. For Excel to be able to succeed, definitely Victor Osimhen is important, and Ademola Lookman is important, and even for Victor Osimhen to be the first in camp shows that Excel has been able to work on his psyche to be able to win him on his side, whether we like it or not. Osimhen might be one of the younger players in the team. However, he commands a whole lot of influence because of his achievements so far. How many African footballers do we have? So, I mean, it's a good one that we are seeing, Victor Osimhen and the rest of them aligning with the coach. I think this sends the right message. Also, a Trustekong also aligning with the coach also goes a long way. This is an OG in the team. So, I mean, with all indices and everything we are saying so far, I think the team is geared towards doing well in this particular game. The only other question is can they translate all this unity and all this coming to camp early into a victory against Rwanda? That is what we have to wait for on Friday.
All right, so we'll have to wait till Friday. And of course, talking about Eric Chelle is not taking any chances leading up to Friday's must-win 2026 World Cup qualifier in Rwanda. And so he has come out to read the riot act to the team. And we can exclusively report that the former Mali coach told the backroom staff that no visitors will be allowed in his training camp. Eric Chelle, who had to take a huge pay cut for the Super Eagles top post, also said that any player who does not feature in today's training in Kigali will not play Friday's match. Victor Osimhen has already warned that the new Super Eagles coach means business after he spoke with him recently. And of course, it means that the man knows his onions and is ready to make sure that there will be no sentiment going into Friday's game. Of course, no visitors to be allowed, and who does not train on Monday, who did not train on Monday, will not be a part of the first team.
Absolutely. One of the things that sets a family apart is the way their father or the leader of the family actually handles the family, right? You definitely see something about kids growing up who their father pegged a particular time. You must be at home at 7. And the ones who don't really have that sort of rule guiding them. When they started growing, there's this sort of consciousness that is always in their head that I have to be home at this time. Even when they start staying alone, there's this thing about late hour that they tend to shy away from. But then this man is a man who actually wants to set his team in a proper way. This is what I see. And if he's able to actually get the right result with this sort of rules, then the Super Eagles of the old is about to return. And then, trust me, it's going to translate to a lot of years of success. If it depends on how long it's going to stay. But then, my catch here is this, right? When you set a boundary or when you set a guideline that whoever doesn't train doesn't play, it really brings this healthy competition in the team. Everybody wants to actually play. Everybody wants to actually, be in camp. Everybody wants to be part of the training session. Now, it gives those guys who actually come early, who actually are part of the training session, an opportunity to actually express themselves. If you think you're better than me, that's why you don't want to come early, then trust me, you're not going to play because you didn't train. Many of the coaches, even in the grassroots, this is the condition they give to their players. If you are not part of the last training session before we go for this particular game, you're not going to play. am I going to be sure that you understand my tactics because you play for a big team, you just want to stroll into my camp? Be part of my final training tactics or two training sessions before going for this particular game. Then I can be sure that you really understand, how I want you to play.
Okay, Maiwa, he's also made mention of the fact that they have the quality to achieve qualification, but the one who doesn't fight for every ball, the one who doesn't run for every ball will not play. That means he needs a very active team, players who will run for every ball, who will not be strolling on the pitch. What do you think?
Well, definitely, I think this is the kind of thing we want to see in the Super Eagles. We want somebody that will be a disciplinarian. I remember when Onigbide took over the Super Eagles in 2002, leading to the World Cup. He set a particular standard, and it doesn't matter whether you are an established player. You have to fight for your shirt, and you have to, abide by the rules he has set. If you think you are bigger than the rules, you are out of the team, and that's the reason why a lot of our big guys did not make that particular tournament. Yes, we didn't win that tournament, but at least he whipped, the team in shape. And this is what we want to see. He has read the route up to them. You will need to follow his guidelines. If you know you are bigger than this team, then do not be part of the team. Also, remember, I think about 2 weeks ago or last week when we were talking about this particular game, before it got this close, Ikechukwu mentioned something that is very, very important. How do we perform on our second ball? It is very, very important we do well on our second ball. How do we pick up the second balls? That will determine the rhythm of the game. That will determine how much control we have over the game. And that will determine how much pressure we are on in that particular game. So definitely what Chelle is talking about is a recipe for us to be able to win. Any team, that probably do well in any game has to do well in terms of winning the second ball. And if we have players that are very lazy, that will not go for the second ball, or players that will not track back and win the ball when they are not in possession, definitely we are going to struggle against the Rwandans. If you watch the game we played against them in Uyo, that was the same problem we had. We were not that good in winning second balls back, and that's the reason why they had a field day, putting our defenders under a lot of pressure, and owing to the fact that we have debutants playing in our defense, we were not able to contain them. And that was how they were able to win that particular game. So, it's very, very important. And this is the reason why those players showing up early is also very, very important. The little details you put in place to the few days before the actual match, speaks a whole lot to know who and who will actually fit the kind of pattern he wants to play. If you are there early, you'll be able to work on winning your second balls, and that will translate into the performance on game day. So definitely, I'm in support of Chelle. I want to see how this pan out. I can't wait to see how the team fires out and how they are able to win the second ball back, because it is very, very important for us to be able to do that if we want to have any chance to be able to defeat the Rwandans.
All right, and of course, he said that he can be a father, an uncle, a big brother to everyone, but on the pitch, this is business. And he also said, I might scream at you, don't take it badly. So he's already preparing them. He's also talked about Victor Osimhen and Ekong, that if they lead by example on the pitch, others will definitely follow them. So he has identified the characters in the team. That means he would have carried a proper investigation before taking this job. And since he took the job, maybe he would have listened to all those who've been giving him maybe good advices.
True. Remember when he was picking his team, one of the things we kept talking about is he's trying to build a team like that, his Malian team. If you watch that Malian team in the last Nations Cup, they were very exciting to watch, right? These guys don't miss out on the second balls. They don't. You cannot put that team under pressure. And that's exactly the way South Africans play. If you watch our games against South Africa in the Nations Cup, we struggled because they won virtually all the second balls in the middle. We were struggling, we were running. It just took, in fact, we were very lucky in that particular encounter because it ended in a shootout. And shootout is nobody's game. So, this man has shown that, yes, he understands how he wants to play. And we're talking about Joe Aribo. He's going to be a very, very vital player in that team because he's a player who really likes to win balls back. But then there's something, interesting about Eric Chelle's leadership and things he's been showing. This particular team, right? If you look at this team, he's identified the captain, he's identified Osimhen. And a very good team is like a human that is standing, because you need that spine, right? The attacker is the point. There's a key man in the middle Of course, it's going to be Wilfred Ndidi because he's the most experienced there. And then we're having Troseko and the goalkeeper. It means that we have a team, we have the crop of players that can be formed and shaped into a proper team. And now when your spine is standing very, very strong, you are a very, very strong person. This is exactly what this man is building. And trust me, with the way the Super Eagles is, with the way Erisha is going about his first training session and the things he's been saying, it shows he understands what he wants to achieve. Let me quickly say something about the Onigbinde 2 and 2 team. Onigbinde is a man who has been there for a very long time. He understands that, you know, players are supposed to be respected, but then if you must lead a team, right, you must show that you are the main character in that particular dressing room. That's exactly what separates the coaches like Pep Guardiola from other coaches. You must see him before you see his players. Again, let me quickly, and they refused to return it and all of that. That was the reason why a lot of them were out of the team. In fact, JJ and Kanu were later brought into the team to, of course, conditions of being the captain and all of that. All these are, you know, very long story. But then, just quickly to point out what made them not part of the party, and Onigbinde, who is a man who really understands the politics of you know, the dressing room too.
All right, it is what it is. The Eagles, definitely your starting makes a whole lot of difference on how you're going to succeed with the team. And the team spirit we've seen so far, we hope it continues and transcends to their performance on the pitch when they take on the Amavubi, as they are called, talking about the Rwanda national team. And one man, talking about the former Rwanda coach, Stephen Constantine, is confident that the Amavubi will defeat the Super Eagles in the upcoming 2026 World Cup qualifiers set for Friday in Kigali. Having managed the Rwandan team from 2014 to 2015, Constantine expressed his belief, stating that the Amavubi possess the necessary capabilities to triumph over the Nigerian counterparts. Okay, this is a team he left for a long time. Okay, maybe he has been watching them on TV. Anyway, maybe he's looking for a way back. I think he should mind. Would I say he should mind his business, or it is what it is? Yeah, Rwanda is a very strong team with a good, strong character. Definitely, you cannot push them aside.
I'm going to take a statement into two parts. The first is, you know, size don't play football. Truly, size don't play football. If we go by size, countries like Iceland and Wales will not do the wonders they did
in the World Cup.
Yes, of course. So you don't want to look at the size. You look at the characters in the side. Like they say, you cannot take a lion. You know, you can only take a lion rather out of a jungle, but you can never take the jungle out of the lion. So yes, Rwanda have shown that they are the best team in that group. That's why they are top. You cannot take it away from them. Yeah. But then what he's saying as regards them crushing the Super Eagles, I don't know. Like you said, perhaps he's looking for his job back. But the Super Eagles is really, really wounded. And one thing you don't want to joke with is a wounded lion. A lion that sees himself as at the brink of death. A lion that thinks, you know, at this point there's nothing to lose, everything, I'm going to give it all out. And plus the fact that the Super Eagles got the character, the Super Eagles have the players that have really been exposed, and they know what it means to actually miss out on a World Cup back-to-back for a country that is, you know, used to going to the World Cup. Trust me, it's going to be a big blow. They know, they understand the assignment, and for him to think that they'll crush Super Eagles in a game, in a group where everything is still very much open, perhaps he really didn't do his assignment, you know, right in that regards.
All right, Mawa, he said it's not about the size, it's about the quality and the character of the team, as well as hunger and determination to secure a spot in the World Cup.
Well, the thing is this. See, in as much as I want to be an optimistic Nigeria, we have to put a little bit of pessimism in there. The thing is this. If you look at the table, Rwanda has a better opportunity than Nigeria at the moment, and they have performed better than Nigeria in the World Cup group. That's the reason why they are ahead of Nigeria. Yes, the coach is very right. Size don't play football. If it were to be size, Nigeria should not be where they are at the moment. There's a possibility for Rwanda to beat Nigeria. That's just the honest truth. If we are that fantastic, we will not be struggling where we are at the moment. Remember, this is a stadium we have not won in over 14 years. The best we have been able to come out with in that stadium is a draw. So the coach definitely has a point. And this is the same team that came to Uyo in Nigeria here and defeated Nigeria. So, I mean, putting all that together and putting, you know, where we are currently on the log, and owing to the fact that we've not been doing so well in the World Cup qualifier. I think the coach is right to say that. Do we have the quality to be able to dispatch the Rwandans? Yes, pound for pound, we are class above the Rwandans. However, our performance on that day matters. If we are unable to get our acts together, if we are unable to go after the second ball and win them appropriately and play them hands down, the Rwandans have a chance of beating Nigeria. So I will not want to write off what the coach is saying. I think what he's saying should probably ginger and Chelle and his team to be able to fashion out a way to ensure that we get the 3 maximum points against Rwanda.
All right, and of course, additionally, he pointed out that Rwanda has often been underestimated, but a significant talent within the country. Constantine noted that when given the right opportunities and time to develop, Rwanda players can showcase their abilities effectively. And of course, they've done that well, even prior to even the Nations Cup qualifiers and up to the World Cup qualifier against Rwanda, which comes up this Friday. Okay, we have Olugbenga Bamidele. He says that Ghana, that didn't qualify for AFCON, is on 9 points and Nigeria on 3 points. Even the best second place team among the groups is like a mirage for Eagles if they don't win all remaining games from Friday. I agree with you. A draw is as good as a loss as far as that game on Friday is concerned. Itodo Emmanuel says that locker room analyst, good job and kudos to you. Thank you very much. All Eagles camp is bubbling with the arrival of most of our players, and he says he prays that the maximum 3 points will be ours come Friday. Even Rwanda will be praying. It's not left to who does the job. Pray all you want, but if you don't do it on the pitch, 3 points will not come. It is what it is. Omayowa Genotro, the former coach of Nigerian senior national football team, expressed concerns about the Super Eagles' poor start in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. The man has decided to go to the past and blame Joseph Pesero that in the way he managed the team, only 2 draws. Talking about the 1-1 draw against Lesotho at home and the 1-1 draw against Zimbabwe, leading to a disappointing position in the group. And after Pesero's departure, following his second place finish at the African Cup of Nations, his assistant, Finidi George, took over but continued the trend of underperformance. The team drew 1-1 against South Africa and then lost 1-2 to Benin Republic, leaving Nigeria in 5th place out of 6 teams, 4 points. Emphasized the importance of starting strong in qualifiers, noting that falling behind early can have lasting consequences. Yeah, you want to agree with Genotro. He's already of the Super Eagles where they will not want to be pinched, because Genotro during his time, by this time we will be talking about finishing off the qualifiers. Maybe we'll be talking about let's just pick draw away, come back home, win this one, and just frustrate the other teams and see who will want to dash points, just to frustrate who is coming second, and so on and so forth. But we don't have the leisure of doing that.
Well, definitely, Genotro is very right. Pasero started this mess, and that was one of the reasons why a whole lot of people did not have enough confidence in him to be able to do well in the Nations Cup. You know, the qualifiers was before the Nations Cup, and the performance was very, very terrible. However, I'm finding these comments from Genotro suspicious. You are in the same competition, you are in the same group with us, you are competing with us, you are even ahead of us with points. The Yorubas will say, Onigbash Ogbae, meaning he should mind his business and leave us alone. Yes, Pasero is gone. He should not start, destabilizing things. But however, we can't take away from what experienced World Cup qualifier under a Genotro, and we didn't have this kind of situation where we had to start calculating and doing permutation and combination before we're able to qualify. Definitely, if Pasero has done a very good job, we will not have found ourselves in this particular situation. And also, let's even remove the Pasero situation away. The NFF too also contributed to this. They knew they were not renewing Pasero's contract. They should have gotten us a valuable coach that will be able to do something fantastic for us. However, they waited for another 11 months. They didn't appoint Finidi until about 4 or 5 days to the actual qualifier, which does not make any sense. So, I mean, if one begin to apportion the blame, apart from Passero, we also have to finger, the NFF for their poor managing of the Nigerian qualification this period.
All right. It looks very, very critical. Passero to blame, NFF to blame, and so on and so forth. They brought Mayo once we need the ball. He was in those situations, starting on Gatu and Tanimu. They toyed with the chances of the Eagles qualifying for the World Cup.
Well, I don't know what to make of this, sincerely. It's
really painful.
It's Gennaro trying to get his job back.
No.
Because
I don't think he's interested.
Why is he interested in? I mean, he's in our group.
It is that once
if
this is a team he coached for 8 years. There's no how. There will still be some love he will stay out for the team, no matter how bad.
What love? When we are actually flying the flag of another country in the same group?
That is what the professional does. A coach is as good as his last job. You get hired and fired.
So tell me,
anytime.
if Gennaro is doing this as a coach of Super Eagles in our group, what will you think of him?
Maybe you call Gennaro and ask him. Because now you're making me answer Gennaro questions.
Because I'm struggling to understand why.
Answer this question.
I'm struggling to understand his interest with Super Eagles. But let me not deal with the messenger. Let me deal with the message.
Yes.
Now, Gennaro, as a manager, understand. See, one of the problems here he had, coaching Super Eagles was, his tactics. Super Eagles, in fact, Nigerians are very impatient with a coach that likes to soak up pressure without attacking.
Yeah.
We are naturally an attacking side. So whenever a manager comes in to play that sort of football, it triggers in something negative in our. In fact, there's nothing. Even if he gets to the point, Nigeria will still not be pleased with you, and that's why Nigeria were not comfortable with Passero, even while he was progressing in the Nations Cup until the finals. It does not matter the results you get. It is how you get it that matters for Nigerians, right? And that's why. When we got this man, a lot of persons rush back to how he played in last AFCON because we want to always see a manager who wants to attack. Because we know, we really like to express ourselves. We are like the Barcelona, the Real Madrid.
We understand we have a call. Sorry to cut you there. I know you're bringing a very interesting point of view, though not controversial yet. Anyway, you're welcome to Locker Room. Your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, you're welcome. Hello? Okay, seems like the man is not ready. I think he prefers to hear from you first.
So, like I was saying, the truth is, a team like that, right?
Yeah.
A manager like that, when we have them, we don't really enjoy them. And now we have a man.
Okay, go ahead. Don't go ahead.
So now we have a manager that really understand what it takes. We have a manager that we really will enjoy how he plays. And let's just focus on this manager. And for me, every other thing is a distraction. Like they say, go to the market, focus on who you are buying from, leave the noise in the market.
All right, let's take this call. Hello, you're welcome to Locker Room. Hello, you're welcome to Locker Room. All right, there. Sorry.
Hello.
Okay, hello. We can hear you. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Abe. I'm calling from Manchester, United Kingdom.
Have a great.
I'm a regular caller anyway.
Yeah.
So regarding this match between Nigeria and Rwanda, I believe Nigeria will whitewash them. Trust me. You know why I said that? It's because if you watch our game with them in Rwanda, we actually defeated them, but because the referee disallowed the goal for no reason, which we still don't understand why the goal Ademola scored was disallowed.
Yeah.
We defeated these guys. And back then, we had no good coach. It was a Guavon, which is not tactical enough. Experience and stuff like that. I'm telling you, we are going to deal with these boys. I know they are very physical. They are ready to fight for any ball. I'm talking about the Rwandans, but I'm telling you, Nigeria will beat them.
Very strong point.
Yeah. Trust me. Trust me. We're going to whitewash them. I'm telling you. Look, Libya defeated these guys in their stadium. 1-0.
Okay.
I watched the match, and they said you can't beat them on their soil. Who told you that? We will Mark my word, on Friday. I will call you on Monday and tell you. You will
No,
see.
call us on Friday too, because we'll be here live.
On Friday, okay,
Yeah.
you'll be here Friday. Okay, by God's grace, I will call you guys. You will see.
Okay.
We will beat the hell out of them.
I
You,
love
you don't worry.
I love the
Just mark my word.
positive attitude of our man there from Manchester.
Trust me.
Okay.
We are going to wash them. Wash big time, big time.
Ah, Abe,
We are going to put them into shame.
it's like you
I'm
see
telling
the
you.
future. Anyway, let's wait and see.
Because we have a good coach that believes in tactics. I'm telling you, he's a tactical man.
Okay,
He
thank
knows what he's doing compared to Finidi that doesn't believe in tactics. Can you just imagine?
you.
So
Yeah.
regarding NFF and Pasero, I know Pasero from time started the whole mess, then pass it on to the NFF. The NFF pass it on to what is it called, Finidi, you know. So it was Finidi that messed the whole damn thing up. I'm telling you. And it was Finidi got the job with the influence of Ahmad Jupinik. I don't know what they are doing, the police they are playing, toying with our football. My guys, it is
All right.
well.
Thank you
Mark my
very much.
word, on Friday, we will celebrate by God's grace.
Amen.
All
Amen.
right.
Prayer with work. That's what I expect.
This one, Manchester United prophet.
Please, let's do Manchester. Anything that is relates to Manchester United, please. Let's leave it aside as far as Super Eagles is concerned. We are talking Super Eagles. Because I don't know people is if we are talking about Real Madrid and the hair.
But they are still in Europe. Oh.
Still Europe. Okay. Anyway.
Yes, they are.
Coach, we need the ball. How he took us on a journey with Tanimu and Onuachu.
See, I mean, we've established it here. Apart from the fact that, yes, I was one of those that queued behind the Paul Onuachu to start in that particular World Cup qualifier. I was one that stood out and said, remember we were discussing before that game, and I said I would expect a Paul Onuachu to start. Yes, Paul Onuachu started those games. I did give a good account of himself. However, you and I know how a Tanimu got into the team. And I do not understand the reason why we have a player that is not even featuring for a Crawley term, feature for Nigeria part. The games against Benin Republic, the game against South Africa, we saw how poorly Tanimu played. The game against South Africa, Tanimu was very poor in that particular game. A right-thinking coach will not feature the same player in central defense against a Benin Republic. And what did Finidi do? Finidi decided to feature Tanimu again. However, we all knew how Tanimu got into the team. I mean, we don't want to start discussing that. So, in as much as yes, some players were given to him, I think I want to blame Finidi for not knowing how to manage his team. If you look at how the team fared under Andeguavon, you might say, yes, the last two games did not go well. His tactics might not be 100%. However, he was able to manage the team much more better than Finidi, which Finidi needs to learn. In as much as I'm a big fan of having a local coach handle our national team, I think Finidi messed it up with the way he handled the boys.
Okay, we're already having more comments on the comment section. They've been talking about who is going to officiate the game between the Super Eagles and talking about Rwanda. And we'll have it on authority that it's a Moroccan, Jayal. Jayal is going to be the official. And they also saying that they are worried that if it's a North African in the game, we are going to be in trouble. I think, to whom much? If the referee wants to manipulate a game, for instance, I think if the players do excellently well, it'll be difficult to manipulate the game. Except the one that officiated the Man U that game, who was so desperate to give 3 penalties at all costs. Maybe that was the script. Dogo says, calm down. I hope we don't have that situation, because it will not be funny if we have penalties flying here and there, cards that are not explainable in that game. I think those who are handling the NFF should also make sure that pressure is on to make sure the officiating is fair and square, because this is a very crucial game.
Well, people who are actually concerned about the Moroccan officiating this game are actually not in a dreamland. They actually have strong reasons to be concerned. If you recall, we've had this sort of tension, football tension around Nigeria and this North Africans, from the Libya saga to Ashraf Hakimi missing out on the African Footballer of the Year to Ademola Lookman, and how the Moroccans reacted to it, them being the host and Super Eagles being a very strong, stubborn side in that particular. So all of these sort of things, you might want to dismiss it. Yes, perhaps it doesn't hold weight to the person who is going to be standing in the a strong fan of football. There's a difference between just being a referee and a fan of a particular team. Like, I actually wear the team's jersey under your jersey.
All right, we have Taurid on the line from United States. Okay, Taurid, great to have you join us.
I mean, I can listen to what everybody's saying since 40 minutes ago. You guys are. I just want to comment on what Rose said. I think he's playing mind game. I think he's playing mind game because because I think all of them know this guy, this Chelle. Then I believe in this guy because I had from reliable source yesterday that he doesn't even need. He said he doesn't even need any interview from these players. He let all the players out. He let them out. He said, no, nobody should come inside that camp. Except if you look at the video that you guys are watching, he stand in front of the entrance by himself. Any player that come, you have to welcome them by himself, and then just say hi to people that sit down there, and then go inside. I think that's what we need. And then, that's the first thing that we need to, instead of people, what you love, what kind of food you like. No, we're here for business. Let's do that business first, and then after we finish that business, we go. I think I'm seeing positive things, little by little. I'm saying a little bit. I think let's give, like I said, this man, give him chance, like we say. Something good might come out.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Taurid is already seeing the footprint of positivity, and I hope it will come on. Okay, and we've said it about, we were talking about the North Africans. You're already sharing the worry of talking about our viewers who have been dropping comments on the YouTube platform saying they're worried about a North African. Of course, it's no other than the Moroccan who's going to be in the center of all of the action.
No, like I was saying, we all saw their reactions when Ashraf Hakimi lost that award. These sort of things are, you might.
Oh, I see the Libyan. Okay, Ashraf Hakimi. That's also another way to look at it.
Yes, exactly my point. After the Libya incident, the Nations Cup, the award incident happened. All of these things you might, and if you remember also, towards when we were expecting the Cape verdict, Amadou Pinnick was actually pushing. He was telling Mosepe, "Don't worry, I got your back." Concerned football lover. Precisely when you're in a situation like this, when you need all 3 points, and like the last caller before Taurid said, the goal that was disallowed. We're still asking why it was disallowed. All of these things, you look at it and start asking yourself,
that's the question. Another person is also asking that if there's going to be VAR. Unfortunately, there's not going to be VAR. Except I don't know whether that stadium have improved with VAR system.
No, the VAR thing. How long does it take to set up?
That's another big.
For Rwanda that are appearing to be one of the foremost countries in Africa when it comes to technology, I think getting a VAR installed in the stadium shouldn't be a problem. But that's not even the thing, right? They're at home, so they must do everything possible to actually get ahead in terms of either officiating, in terms of how they approach us, in terms of how the texture of the field is. Every single thing they must play to their own advantage. So back to this issue of referee officiating. This is a big game. I know the eyes of the world is obviously watching, so the referee will also be very careful. I think one thing the Super Eagles should look out for. Most of these guys played in Nigeria at some point before they know how referees behave when you move away from home. So put your mind that yes, you're already one goal down going into this particular encounter. You have to really fight for everything, because at the end of the day, if the Super Eagles win this game, this is for me, this is our most difficult game. If we win this, every other game seems to be very easy.
All right, and of course, for those who are sharing in their worry, we can tell you for free that just due to research, we'll find out that VAR has been installed at the Amahoro Stadium ahead of this game on Friday. So don't be worried. I hope the North African referee will not behave like the referee the Man United game, who was not interested in looking at the VAR. And that is where the NFF handlers need to make sure there's pressure to make sure that VAR is used to test every call that has to do with goals and, of course, fouls in that game. We don't want to see a situation where the referee will be thinking on his own when the VAR can easily make it fair and square.
Why is it the Man United?
It's a yardstick now. It's not the example. It's a precedent that everybody should avoid. Maiwa.
Before I go there, Ikechukwu, if you are not in Europe, you don't know how it feels. So don't mind Jerry. He's not in Europe, so that's why.
What have you done with Europe?
His job is to get to the trophy to his opponent.
We give to those who don't have.
You get to the final, you give to the less
privileged. That's what.
Thank God you're holding the Premier League now. The Premier League now he will dash to the less privileged.
That's how it's done.
Again.
Yes, that's how it's done. So don't be scared. Don't be worried.
You obviously cannot shame the shameless. That's what you're showing.
You have won a lot of trophies in the past. You are still hunting for Europa League. Just leave it aside for the likes of rest to say that. Anyway, so say that will not make to the final. So that's why you decided to rob them. Okay.
Yeah, but in any case, the thing is I think VAR needs to be top notch. However, it's good that VAR is available, and in as much as VAR is available, the people handling the VAR too, they need to be on top of that game. We've seen people make mistakes in VAR, but I would have expected the NFF to fight against it. We should have probably gotten a referee from Central Africa or maybe an East African referee, not a referee from North Africa, because of the controversy surrounding them.
All right, this one is already drawing controversy. Peak predicts. It says that Mosepe needs to deliver World Cup ticket to South Africa. I don't know whether he's a Nigerian or a South African. I don't know where you and Mosepe had a meeting that they should deliver the. See, they are in the same group with the Super Eagles, so be very careful. This is an indictment statement. We will call you out if anything needs to be asked. Questions need to be asked. Anyway, time really not our friend. We'll have to wrap it up. Just about when we're having fun. We just have to wrap it up. Would have even loved to talk about the Nations League, but time will not permit us to do that. Definitely we have to talk about the biggest brand as far as African football is concerned. As far as I'm concerned, Super Eagles is the biggest football brand in Africa. Big thanks, Ikechukwu, for being a part of the show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a great day.
Big thanks to my wife for being a part of the show as well.
Well, it's always amazing to be here, and I hope you get over the fact that Liverpool is out of Europe.
Calm down now. You have to end the show that way. Anyway, but let me let you have that one. So that you please don't I'll come for you tomorrow. Oh, come back. Big thanks to the likes of Chelle, not leaving out Silver Sam, as well as Ikechukwu and Jeremiah. My name is Jerry Appel. I'm saying stay safe, and if not for anything at all, do it the sports way.